Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Keeneland Racecourse here on opening day. It is Friday, the 5th of April 2024. Gonna look at the stakes races here on opening day from Keeneland, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Join me tomorrow for some great action locally from Keeneland, a little bit more local to me here in New York from Aqueduct. We have the Wood Memorial, a good race there, and we also have the Santa Anita Handicap, so some great final Derby prep races this weekend, so I hope you join me for that. But we're going to look at the stakes races, race 6, 8, and 9 from Keeneland. So let's get to it right now. The sixth race from Keeneland, it is the Lafayette Stakes. It's going for a purse $400,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. We have 8 horses going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs on the Keeneland main dirt course. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the 5-horse Booth. Let's go 5, 3, 2, 6 in the superfecta. 5, 3, 2, 6 super. Top selection of 5-horse Booth. This 3-year-old colt by Matoli here. Steve Asmussen trains. Joel Rosario gets the mount. The horse's most recent appearance came the 11th of February at Oaklawn. 6 furlongs on the slop and optional 100 claimer, and it was a success for this horse off the bench. Can't speak. And the horse won by 4.5 lengths that day, and he basically stalked all the way around the race course. He was a little bit wide, but he got through late. That was a very good run. Refreshing here. No Lasix again. A little longer trip, which I think he's been crying out for. I think he could get the trip to win. 2 back in the Ed Brown at Churchill, 6.5, 25th of November, actually my birthday. He didn't run. He finished 5th by 4.25 lengths that day. That day he was drawn very wide. 8 of 8. He had a very wide trip, and he was just a little lackadaisical late. He couldn't get there. It wasn't his day to win. And then the main specialweight Keeneland over the 6th and the 7th of October on debut locally. He won by 5.5 lengths and broke like a quarter horse. He quickened up nicely, and he got the job done. He's training quite well at the fairgrounds and at Churchill since the last race. Refreshing here, he could win. The 3-horse Doncho for Michelle Lovell and Christian Torres wouldn't surprise me if this horse finds the winner's circle. Most recently on the 13th of February at the fairgrounds, going 6 in an optional 100 claimer. The horse won by 4.25 lengths and was a quarter horse out of the gate. He was a little bit wide, but he came home clear. That was a very good, first-time winners. On debut, he ran the fairgrounds right before New Year's, 6 furlongs in the main specialweight, and he won by 5. Another wide trip, and he was with them with the running with the front end horses that day. But again, he flew home clear late. Some decent workouts since the last race, and then some slow workouts since the last race. Quick workout last week at Churchill at 5-2, refreshing here. I'll use him on the pick 6 ticket or pick 5 ticket that begins with this race. Excuse me. But to recap my selection for the 6 from Keeneland, now it's Lafayette. Gonna take the 5-horse Booth. Give kudos to the 3-horse Doncho. 5, 3, 2, 6 super. 5, 3 in the multi-race. Let's get to the 8th event now from Keeneland, which is the Transylvania Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse of $400,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. A field of 14 horses entered, but only 12 could go. 1,700 meters or mile 16th here in the Transylvania. I'm going to take the 6-horse First World War as top selection. 6, 1, 12, 8 in the superfecta. 6, 1, 12, 8 super. Top selection 6-horse First World War. 3-year-old colt by Warfront. Brendan Walsh trains. Tyler Gaffleone gets the mount. The horse's most recent appearance came 3rd of February at Gulfstream, mile 16th in the grade 3 Kitten's Joy, and the horse won by 1/2 length that day, and he stalked all the way around the race course. It took him a little bit of time to get going in that all-out finish, but when he finally did, he got the job done. A very good, determined run for this horse. Refreshing back to turf. Back to Keeneland, where this horse ran okay last season from a wide post draw. I'm going to give him another shot to win. 2 back, they tried the dirt on New Year's Day in the Mucho Macho Man, where he had a decent place behind Otello that day. He finished 2nd by 1/2 length. He stalked all the way around the race course. He had the lead. Got caught late, but not a bad race after all said and done. And then early November at Churchill, mile 16th on the dirt in his dirt debut in optional 100. He finished 2nd by 2.25 lengths. Again, he was just a little bit of trouble trip early on. He was a little bit wide late, but he was closing up well. 3rd place finisher was next out winner out of that run. And then in the Bourbon here in the fall over the mile 16th, he finished 4th by 1.25 lengths, and he would have probably had a better position late if he didn't break from 12 of 12. He had to leave to get good position, which he somewhat did. He was still wide around the turns. He kind of yielded late from where he was drawn, but he ran his heart out. And then going a mile at Kentucky Downs on debut, he won by 2 lengths and he flew home clear. That was a very good run. Training well at Palm Meadows and at Keeneland since the last race. He gets a very good post draw locally. At 4-1, I'm going to use him. The 1-horse Oscars World for Brian Lynch and Luis Saez wouldn't surprise me if he wins. Most recently ran the 9th of March, which was, earlier this last month, 3 weeks ago. Optional 75 at Gulfstream going a mile 16th, where he finished 2nd by 1.75 lengths, and he was very wide that day. But again, he was gaining on the Tapeta there. Prior to that, mid-February, going a mile in the main special at Gulfstream, he won by 2 lengths and being some good group of horses home that day, a little bit wide, but again, he flew home clear. He's run terrifically in all of his starts. The only start he didn't really run well in was the first race where he was just wide. Definitely improving. Training well. Palmetto's a 12-1 he could win, and even the 12 horse here is going to have to overcome a wide poster. But Cigino for Javier Castellano and Shug McGahee, I think he has a lot of chance. Also, he had a decent place behind a Broomer in the Colonel Liam, and then place behind a Broomer at Goldstream going mile 16th in January. We just missed late, but he ran his heart out and broke the main at Aqueduct in the fall quite nice on the turf course. Training well, pacing 10-1. I know it's he has a wide poster, but it wouldn't surprise me. He's definitely a horse using your supers and trifectas, but he's gonna have to find a good trip to win on the to get to the top. But I'll take the chance with him on the pick 4. But I think the other two have easier trips from the inside. But this is a very good race for opening day, so I think you want to go a few ways, especially with the next race also. But to recap my selection for the 8th from Keeneland, it is the Grade 3 Transylvania. Gonna take the 6-horse First World War. Give kudos to the 1-horse Oscar's World and the 12-horse Cigino. 6-1, 12-8 Super, 6-1, 12 in the multi race. Let's get to the 9th race now from Keeneland, which is a great race. The 9th race from Keeneland, it is the Ashland Stakes. It's a Grade 1 event going for a $600,000 purse race for 3-year-olds here. Field of 8 horses taking a stroll around the Keeneland main track, which is 1,700 meters in circumference, or the mile 16th here in the Ashland. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the 1-horse Candide. I'm going to go 1-3-6-7 in the superfecta. 1-3-6-7 super. Top selection, 1-horse Candide. This 3-year-old filly by Candy Ride. Tom Pletcher trains. Luis Saez gets to mount. The horse's most recent outing came 3rd November at Santa Anita, mile 16th in the Grade 1 Breeze Cup Juvenile Fillies, and she finished 3rd by 3/4 of a length that day. And from the inside, she sat back early. She was a little bit wide late, but she was closing up well behind Just FY and Jody's Pride. The 1-2-3 out of that Breeze Cup Filly Mare race, Juvenile Fillies race, are running back in this one today, and it's still a good one. But this horse, she was moving late, but just a little bit too late. But she ran her heart out back to this track where she's going to see a good speed in front to get a good trip. A better poster than she had last year. I think she could get the trip to win. 2 back in the Grade 1 Alcibiades locally over the mile 16th. Guess what? She's a course and distance winner, winning by a length. She sat back early. Luis rode a terrific race to get her into the race late. She quickened up nicely, and she got the job done. A very good, determined performance. And then mid-August at Saratoga, 6 furlongs in the main special weight, winning by 3/4 in length that day. She was a little bit wide, but again, she closed it from the back to pack to get the job done. Has definitely improved with every single race. Back to Keeneland, should see a good string pace to close up into. She could win. The 3-horse Leslie's Rose for Tom Fletcher and Ira Ortiz, and wouldn't surprise me if the stablemate could upset also. Most recent, Devona Dale, she kind of yielded late. She finished 3rd by 2 1/4 lengths that day, and I don't think she was just comfortable on the rail. She gets a little bit wider trip today, and going around 2 turns for the first time should see a strong pace to close up into. Before that, going 7 and optional 75 at Goldstream, she won by a length that day, and again, not the best beginnings and was a little bit wide, but she really flew home late. And then on debut in November at Aqueduct, she won by nearly 10 lengths, and again, she basically put on a show geared down late. Training well since the last race. I'll give her a shot coming here around 2 turns, and you can't throw out the Breeders' Cup winner Just FYI. She's been pretty perfect, but she was yielding that Breeders' Cup last time out, where she nearly got caught by Jody's Pride, who closed up from nowhere. This horse was wide, but she got the job done from a tracking trip from a stupidly wide poster. I'll give her the break. She was yielding from 12 to 12, which is not ideal to win at Santa Anita on dirt. But before that, going on the slop in the Versette, she won by 3 3/4 lengths, again a little bit wide, but flew home clear, and then broke the main in August at Saratoga quite nicely. Training well, pacing. I'll give her a shot at 3 to 1. She has a better poster today. She's not breaking 12 to 12. She's breaking 6 of 8. But you could probably even go in the pick 4. You could go heavier. The 7-horse Impel, first time stakes quality horses. It wouldn't surprise me if this horse gets the job done for Florent Jerome. Brad Cox won the last race by nearly 9 at Oaklawn. Broke the main on New Year's at the Fairgrounds quite nicely. I would use this horse in the pick 4. I would also use the 8-horse Jody's Pride, who closed up nowhere in that Breeders' Cup first time around 2 turns, first time in a route race. Came back to run a very nice victory in the Busher here in New York at Aqueduct on the slop. Back to 2 turns, training well, like that they had a workout over this course this week at 8 to 1. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets the job also. So like I said, this is the kind of race that's going to be very exciting, and if you're going to play those multi-race wagers, like a double with race number 8 with the 15% takeout now, you're a Keeneland. You know, I would go a little deep in this one because it's going to be exciting. You know, when I think Grade 1 races, this is what I think of Grade 1 quality horses. It's just, it's just good racing. So to recap my selection now for the 9th from Keeneland, it is Grade 1, 600,000 Alcibiades, or excuse me, not Alcibiades, Ashland Stakes. There we go, wrong mead. Gonna take the 1-horse Candied. We'll go 1, 3, 6, 7 in the Super. We'll use the 1, 3, 6, 7, and 8 in the pick 4 or the daily double we're decided to play. With that being said, good luck to all, and remember to follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Good luck, everybody.